Welcome to the Growth Secrets Podcast, where we break down strategies and techniques that will grow your company like never before. Join us as we uncover growth secrets from some of the greatest marketers and business owners from around the world. Learn the secrets that will allow you to stand apart from the competition and live the life you deserve. And now, here is your host, Cooper Saunders. He is the owner and founder of Wise Guys Digital Marketing, two-time national best-selling author, and a business growth expert. Without any further ado, let's jump right in.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Growth Secrets Podcast. I'm your host, Cooper Saunders. And today, I want to start off with you closing your eyes and imagine a scenario. You see me walking down the side of the road. I stop you. I flag you down. Hey, come here. You walk over. I get down on one knee and ask you to marry me. With utter amazement, you'd probably look at me like I'm some sort of imbecile and walk away. You couldn't believe what I was trying to do there. What's this guy's problem? Is something wrong with him? A lot of the people that I'm looking at to my left are nodding yes, and that's okay. But that is how most people market their company. They see a prospect, and that second, hey, will you buy from me? Will you marry me? Of course not. What we're going to analyze and look at is how to start this relationship on a more successful level. Ask for their number. And if you're a Gen Z, ask for their Snapchat. Okay? The first step, and we outline this in our book, Marketing Secrets of the Ultra Wealthy, is an ethical bribe. Now, what is an ethical bribe, right? An ethical bribe is something your target market would want in exchange for their name, email, and phone number. Okay? Again, when a company marketed themselves, it is very direct. I mean, you'll look at these ads and you're like, man, I don't even know who this guy is. Why does he, I'm going to hand over my hard-earned money for this? I mean, it's at the end of the day, you know, it's sort of amazing. And when you step back and look at ads these days, I mean, look at it. I mean, when you go on Facebook, Instagram, radio, even TV, I mean, you're like, what the heck's going on here? Okay. So this is the ethical bribe is asking a pretty girl or man for their number. But what you have to do is give them something of value for their name, email, and phone number. And that is an ethical bribe. And that's where the ethical bribe comes from. Hey, I'll give you this of value, but you have to give me this. So, every single human is asking, what's in it for me? And as I'm flipping through the book, I think it's just so important. And there's so many great points in here that when you're creating your ethical bribe, you have to come out with so much value that you might charge $200, $300 for it. So when they're reading it, be like, oh, this company knows what they're talking about. So let's look at ethical bribes. What is an example of an amazing ethical bribe? Let's say you're marketing to soccer players. Instead of saying, hey, buy my cleats, what you're going to do is you're going to create an ethical bribe that says the 5 ways to dominate on the soccer field. The first 4 is the education, like with the points, right? So the first 4 could be, hey, what to eat before a game? How much sleep to get? The stretches, the warm-ups. Oh, and our cleats. Our cleats are, man, they're going to make you fast. They're going to make you jump. And so rather than you just saying, hey, oh, man, our cleats are great, you're educating them. Okay, not only what am I going to eat, how I'm going to stretch, the tips and tricks to get my touchdown, to become an explosive soccer player, you're helping them. So whenever you mention the cleats, it's not going to feel like you're pitching them. That's just another point. It's just like stretching, right? So that is sort of an intro, right? But if you create an ethical bribe, you're going to need to make sure that there's plenty of value. Because let's look at a normal advertisement. You've got XYZ, and this is in our book as well, XYZ, quality service since 1955. Okay, great. I hope your service is quality. You're a business. I'm sorry, but I don't get that. Whenever someone says, oh, satisfaction guaranteed. I hope. I sure hope. I don't know. That's sort of implied. And when you say it, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I hope. Services we provide, Service A, Service B, Service C, call for a free estimate. And as we talked on the key human driver statement last episode, that's talking to our neocortex. Okay, after we make the decision with our limbic part of the brain, then we're going to justify with this stuff. Okay, yeah, they've been in business since 1955. They provide the service that I need. Yeah, I will call them. But you have to persuade them before that. Now, another massive part of this ethical bribe is most companies are in a standoff with their potential customers. They're not going to give any value before someone gives them money. Oh, no way. They didn't give me any money. I'm not going to give them any value. It's just like someone standing over a fire on a freezing cold night and saying, I will give you more wood, but first you have to give me and produce more heat. That's not the way it works, especially in this market. You need to give more wood first to expect new customers, to expect people to take interest in what your company does. And so there's a couple benefits of creating an ethical bribe. So you understand what an ethical bribe is. It's a piece of content information that gives your target market value in exchange for their name, email, phone number. It's very simple. No matter what company you operate, you can give something of value in exchange to grab their phone number. Hey, can I get your number? Right? So you're not asking them to get married on the first step. But a couple of the amazing benefits that you get from creating these ethical bribes, you become an expert. You're not selling anymore. You are now the expert because you are educating them. When you educate, your customers want to know that you have a complete understanding of your profession. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last podcast, is that when you're seen as an expert, it's like going, you need a heart transplant. You're not going to go to a general doctor for that. You're going to go to a heart surgeon that specializes, and you know that he's an expert. You will pay more, but that's completely fine. You want to know that you're going to somebody that knows what they're talking about. Another thing you can do is teach the why and sell the how. Just like I was saying in that soccer example, teach them why they need your cleats. Oh, they're lightweight. They've got special cleats on them, make you so good. They've got kangaroo leather. When you touch it, the ball will automatically go in the back of the goal. You'll be the next Messi, right? Business owners assume, and this is another point, that their target market knows the benefits that they're going to get from their business. They've been in the business so long that people know what they're going to get from us. Let's just explain how to get it. Let's ignore the why and sell the how. Hey, they just need to know how to get it. Wrong. That is not even if they do know, remind them at every chance you get. And this is another part of the ethical bribe. Teach them these amazing benefits that they're going to receive from your company, and then you'll be in the perfect position to sell that how. Some of the most common how selling is telling people how long you've been in business, how long your extended warranty is. And again, you're just talking to the neocortex. You're going to make them truly bored. Okay? So let's look at an example of an ethical bribe that I implemented for a client that is a dentist. And this dentist was having terrible time trying to bring on new customers. And as a dentist, again, I don't really like going to the dentist, to be honest. But it is something where you need to trust your dentist, and no one's just going to come over and be like, you're going to run an ad, and everyone's going to be calling up your dentistry, right? So the first step, when I went in there and I asked him, hey, what is the one service you want to sell? What is the one thing that you want, and maybe the most attractive? What is something that you want to sell? After a long pause, he let me know that his main moneymaker is the cosmetics, like teeth rebuilding, teeth whitening, and new sets of teeth were the real moneymaker. So I said, hey, what is your way to to get, hey, what is your marketing strategy? And just, of course, he had nothing. I looked at his advertisements that he's been running, and just, again, it looks like every other marketing material, right? Just, hey, come into XYZ Dentistry, and we'll quality guaranteed. Okay, great, right? So how do we do it? I wrote down, he had like a whiteboard, right? Of course, and I grabbed about 3 benefits, which were of teeth whitening, enhance your appearance, boost self-confidence, and they were pretty affordable. Hey, that's another thing. Save time and money. So look at these 3 benefits. A nice Life Force 8, right? So instead, we created an ethical bribe that said, hey, we taught people why they needed it. We looked at what marketing he was doing. I mean, he had TVs in his office, as when people would be sitting there, they would be watching TV. Well, instead, hey, let's create like a slideshow, explain people you're teaching the why. So whenever you get them back there, say, hey, did you see the stuff on the teeth whitening? Are you interested? Oh yeah, that sounded cool. We instead of magazines, the People magazines, we put out pamphlets explaining the benefits. When people got back there, hey, did you see not only TV, but the pamphlets of the teeth whitening? It's only, I think, XYZ more. Why don't we just do it real quick? And over the 3 months that we implemented the ethical bribe, teaching people the importance of teeth whitening and make your teeth look beautiful, he saw over a 440% increase in revenue. We ran Facebook ads, YouTube ads. We explained the reason why they need that. There's a picture of a guy, he smiles with his family. You might have even seen it, but I recreated it a little bit, where he's missing an eyebrow. But his front tooth, sorry, I'm touching my teeth for some reason, was missing. And the advertisement said, so you didn't even notice his eyebrow was missing. You went right to his teeth. Within that ad, we put a couple of the key points, the key benefits, and then they submitted their information, they called up, set appointment up, and we were good to go. Again, people buy with emotions, justify with logic. Some key ethical bribes that you can create is, and these are like the key types, right? Where you can, base your ethical bribe or content on. Guide, report, or ebook. When you build a guide, report, or ebook, you are giving your potential clients more perceived value. For example, when I take the time to create a free guide on how to influence your target market on a subconscious level, it increases conversions greatly compared to just to a blog post. It might be even a blog post. But the thing is that when you put it into a free report or a guide, it gives that perceived value. Checklists, cheat sheets, quick wins, shortcuts. These are all things people gravitate to. Cheat sheet, how to grow your company with Facebook marketing. 5 steps for guaranteed success. Tools, resource list. This is where the top 10 apps to ensure your family's safety this summer comes into play. Helpful content, quick and easy to deliver. A webinar, basically an online class. Free trial, there's a lot more to do with, softwares. Quiz or survey. This is cool because you can create a quiz that pre-frames them to have your product be ready to sell them, right? That in quizzes, you have to be a little bit more strategic, but again, they work very well. Create the headline. Now that you have your ethical bribe, you need to create your headline. Now, you don't want to underestimate this step because in Chet Holmes' book, The Ultimate Sales Machine, he explains it in a way that I don't think there's a better way to explain it, about the headline. About 3% of all potential buyers at any given time are buying right now. Right now, right? That percentage drives all commerce. My research further concludes that 7% of the population is open to the idea of buying. This percentage, who may be dissatisfied with their current provider, but not necessarily buying. The remaining 90% fall into one of the three equal categories. The top third is not thinking about it. They're not against it. They're just not thinking about it. The next third is what we call think they're not interested. So first pass, they're not neutral like the first third. They reply, I don't think we're interested right now. And the final third is definitely not interested. So how do you grab 100% of this market rather than just the top 10%? You need to make it broad enough that it applies to your entire target market. Okay? And we can help create this headline and all this stuff if you need here, wise guys. But don't have a headline that states the top 5 reasons you need a new furnace. Instead, say the top 5 ways homeowners can save up to 50% on their electric bill this winter. Do you see the difference? Everyone on earth wants to save money. Once they understand that their furnace is costing them so much money, they're going to want to update that. So at the end of the day, you're selling a new furnace, but you're teaching why they need it. Don't have a headline that states top 5 reasons to get your teeth whitened. Instead, say the single most important thing to do if you want to get ahead in life. Again, your smile and being confident is massively important. You teach that. Oh, and by the way, we help with teeth whitening. We can help with that. Don't have a headline that states the most effective workouts for mothers. Instead, say the top 5 ways mothers can have more energy and feel great. Again, within the Ethical Bribe, it can boil down to workouts. The key is not scaring them away too early. Okay? So that is the way when you're creating ads to not scare people off. You're not asking them to marry you on the first step. Create something of value that they'll exchange for their name, phone number, email, so you can reach out later. Hey, what'd you think about that? What'd you think about that guide? Have a headline that catches the attention of your entire target market. Teach the why, sell the how, and truly give value to people. When they get that ethical bribe, they need to know that you're the expert and you know what you're talking about. I hope this helped you in your quest to grow your company. And if you need additional help, visit us at wiseguysdm.com. And I can walk you through this. If you're stuck, again, I don't want to sound pitchy here, but sometimes whenever I listen to this podcast or videos, I'm like, I wish I could just talk to this guy. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. I don't know if I give off that impression. But at the end of the day, this is very important. Do not ask people to marry you on the first interaction. We'll see you next time. Again, my name's Cooper with Wise Guys Digital Marketing. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Growth Secrets Podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. We really appreciate that effort, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the Growth Secrets Podcast.